Hi, good morning, everyone. Today is December the 9th, 2020, Wednesday. I hope things are going well at your end. Have a nice Wednesday. I just want to do a quick recap and just a usual day and what comes up next for today. U.S. stocks erased early losses and closed at record highs as Congress inched closer to a stimulus compromise and coronavirus vaccinations begin in the UK. UK residents began receiving Pfizer and BioNTech tests were seen on Tuesday, which is yesterday. All major indexes which record highs were S&P 500 ended at 3702.25. Dow was up 104 points, ending at 30,173.88, and Nasdaq at this is probably wrong. 3582 point. Regarding the number of coronavirus cases, hospitalizations rose. I should need another one. Hospitalization rose about 102,000. Deaths near 275,000. Tesla peer losses and rose slightly after announcing it will raise up to $5 billion through new stock sales. Well, speaking of that, I think this is where the intelligent and how innovative and smart Elon Musk is. He basically have a really good way first to get Tesla to get into admitted to Nasdaq, and then pushing the prices higher on the stock. Then after that, issue the $5 billion worth of shares. That way, the valuation of the company and the stock they're trying to issue seems to be more attractive. So again, that this is a very smart way, the way I look at it. I don't know if you agree with it. Stitch Fix saw after posting surprise profit in its first quarter earnings report. DoorDash priced its share as 102 apiece on Tuesday ahead of an IPO, symbol DASH. They will raise approximately $3.4 billion. So DoorDash is a company where you're delivering dinner and food to for the consumers, and then the consumer will pay a fees for that. And so this company again, before my understanding is before it went going to IPO, they actually profitable already. In my view is this company definitely significantly benefit from the pandemic this year. So when the market, we open everything, consuming normal. I mean, I'm not sure if the actually the business will be growing as strong, but one suggestion, I think what it helps for this company continue to grow if the business model and changes. I know, consumers paying for the convenience for delivering the goods, but it will make it more attractive if consumer doesn't have to pay anything but the tips, right? Think about just like Domino Pizza. You order a Domino Pizza, you don't pay additional fees for the ordering pizza delivered to you, but you pay tips to the person delivered the food. But DoorDash is actually a fees associated with it. So what it is, I mean, I don't know. People may not be familiar with this, but in China, really, I mean, this food delivery have already had it for years, and they have a really big stock of, that are actually going on. I think probably 2 years ago, and it is the largest organizations that delivering food, and I was pretty surprised. I mean, a few years ago when I went back to Hong Kong, China, and my girlfriend ordered that for me. I just didn't know that such thing exists, and that was again that's way back like 5 years ago, 5 or 6 years ago, and actually they don't charge them anything, and all they do is going through the apps, right? Which is pretty much now DoorDash. You download the apps, you're doing it, and it's very convenient, and I think the model sometimes, in terms of American paying for convenience, but if you look at some of the services being provided, some other people just will never service them, and the only reason for that is it depends where they're coming from, right? And what they learn is, hey, I don't have to pay a premium for this, and then who are the people make profits, right? Which is the original company that want you to order their food. So something to think about, right? So to me, I will buy the stock if the business model changes the way that the consumer don't pay anything. Only the company that wants you to order the food, and a lot of this is always scalability, right? So if you cut down the revenue in that way, well, you make money on the volume, and you will make the name more popular as a household name. So I mean, if I'm the COO, that's what I'm suggesting. U.S. stock futures, a mix of the S&P 500 and Nasdaq compensate. He nailed records on Tuesday. Dow is up about 90 points before the bell, and Nasdaq forced back slightly. Elon Musk revealed Tuesday that he'll actually move from California to Texas, and one of the benefits is Texas doesn't have state income tax, so he probably will have even make more money if he moved to Texas. And I mean, oh, go Texas! And actually, Texas does have a lot of large tech company that that located in Dallas right now and continue expanding. And there's a lot of, I mean, Elon Musk may experience that probably similar to California, but different favorite of Chinese food if he likes Chinese food. So there was also a thing that you realize maybe Texas is a better place than California. Apple came out with a fitness membership computing Peloton back in September. So Peloton's stock have been backslash, but overall Peloton stock is up 316 this year as a home workout boom during the pandemic. Today, when the watch for API Weekly crude oil stock actually came in as 1.4 million compared to forecast of decrease of 1.51 million, and PS was 4.146 million. So it's explained the crude oil supply and the reaction to the oil prices, which result potential to energy prices. So sometimes, however, this rationale doesn't necessarily work that way, but energy stock have been up, really in the ETF sector, energy sector in November. If you watch my video, it's up 30%, and since then, in December, it's still up. So it was kind of a surprise to me, if you ask me. When energy stock offers they have beat up pretty badly and poorly, but with the future, if you put the two together, which of course few years to go for electric vehicles. How are these energy companies still going up? I don't know. Part of it maybe because they are laying massive people off there for restructuring and putting one-time write-off and so on to make the balance sheet more attractive. So that way, maybe that's the reason why these, oil companies have gone up. So China producer price in the PPI came in as negative 1.5% versus consensus of negative 1.8%. But China consumer price index CPI was worse than expected at negative 0.5%. So one is better, the other one is not. And then I think the Asian market was up yesterday. So I mean in China and Hong Kong. Global stock rise after White House up stimulus proposal. We'll see how the market are doing today and how this thing gonna shape up. I definitely support the stimulus. I mean, somebody asked me. I definitely think it's needed. For those who watch a video, know that I don't have a job right now. I definitely needed it. I have been working very hard to look for jobs. So, I mean, I'm not sure when the politician talk about, the bunch of people don't do anything but sitting a sofa waiting for the flat check from government. I obviously not one of them, and I'm not sure this accusation really makes sense, right? I am the one actually thinking, what, this is really no fault of me, right? And why in the world are being, me and 12 million Americans are being penalized, right? And then you have to look at Europe too. Europe's actually have been very generous to have a stimulus. Canada actually have been very generous to providing $2,000 for 9 months, I believe. When I talked to my cousin in Canada, at least I know 4 months when I read the article for sure. So while we are number one in the world, I don't know, there has been such a controversy about whether providing help or not. I mean, stock market is not a good place to indicate an economy in economics. I mean, there's certain things you can make an argument, the housing market, but the housing market number just kind of strange to me, and there's some people trying to rationalize it. I just have to trust the number. And then, if you look at other, and consumer pricing that we'll see, whether people confident buying for this Christmas and how Black Friday number come about, which when I read the article, I think Black Friday number was actually lower than previous year by 15%. But I don't know the source is correct, and I don't know if you capture everything in America. You could just talk about one store in America, like in Amazon. I didn't read how well they were doing. I'm not sure they published that number after the Cyber Monday and the Black Friday how they were doing. So again, the market definitely keep continue rally and which is many people thinking from an economic perspective is a disconnect, right? And I think if you read about a lot of theory, economic theory, you know that it's just timing issues, right? And things will get caught up, but when the thing got caught up, realizing things are not as great, the market could have correction. I mean, nobody talk about the market crash. It seems to be, I don't know, everybody is so optimistic, but again, for those people who learned in the past, who have watched the news in the past, for all these years for investment, you know that the market may not give a right signal sometimes. So that's why investors need to do the due diligence, right? I mean, when they say it's really, really wildly melt up, well, then all of a sudden melt down, there's no explanation, right? We have been keep hearing the same reasons: vaccine, stimulus, right? A lot of money on the sideline. Are these three truly an explanation to the mentality or behavior of the market right now, right? Something need to bear in mind, and I'm not going to make comments on that because that's such a too big of a topics. Again, I hope from a government perspective, they promise Americans that actions will be taken, and also they will definitely doing their best to stop the wild spread of the coronavirus, right? I mean, the number doesn't seem to be people care about it. When the market go down, then now you use well because the number of cases were gone up. That's why the stock market pull back. But I don't know every day that this is going on every day, right? And it's just a thing that I think we're not seeing the video, right? And I would say in China, people are more sensitive for this. Why? Because they see their relatives, they see their parents are dying. They seen the video that kind of sharing across and understanding the challenges and the problems, right? And part of it, of course, is the culture and the demographics as well, right? Normally Asian living with parents, and Americans, you're on your own. So I mean, for the younger people, they don't pass it on to older people. They don't go to the nursing home, to if they have virus and pass it on to those people and make everybody die in that nursing home. So again, something what I'm bringing up a lot of time is just hope people would think more, right? I mean, you are in the investment situation, your real money, what you need to do, how you can do about it. It is very critical and important to position correctly, right? So I did, for those who didn't watch a video on my stock recommendation, I highly recommend you go watch it. FLY price a little bit down now, below $9, but I hope you can come down a little bit lower before you jumping in. I mean, if you think about buying an airline stock and you believe airline will be the one going to be go back where things were and go up, then I think FLY is your good choice because it's cheaper too. The other one is IIPR. You believe in the cannabis, this stock is the one, and I truly believe you will continue to grow for that one. But the return may not be as high on this one as the other one I recommended. And then the couple others that I kind of talk through it in the video, so you can kind of catch the names. Because again, a lot of due diligence and refresh I always do to keep it up the market and spend a lot of time, looking at these stock and see if they're worth it. So I price it into the macroeconomic factors and the circumstances, because today I can tell you to buy it $250. Tomorrow I may not say 250, I may say 260, I may say 240. Why? Because the market has been moving. Even you decide fair market value, if the stock continue to go up, you don't get it, right? And then eventually you reach up to the target price. If what I said, if it's correct, then then you will never be able to profit from my stock recommendation. So there's also personal judgment in that sense, that how much money you investing, what you think it is. If you believe in the return, I am a little bit more conservative a lot of times. So then you have to just say, hey, I come up with $25, now $25.50. The market seems to continue to rally. I'll go ahead and buy it in $25.50, and I believe it will go up to $30. I still pocket $4.50, which is still a very good return. May not be as great as what I have suggested or recommended. I hope you enjoy my video and have a nice day.